Hello y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Molly and I make videos for you, and today's video is going to be 10 things that I am not buying in 2021. I saw Ashlyn Eaton and Michelle Reed both do this video. If you haven't seen their videos, I totally recommend checking out their channels. They both seem like really great gals. Their content is so intentional and I just feel good while watching it. But seeing that they both did this video really inspired me to take a step back and kind of reflect on some things that I don't want to be purchasing in 2021 and share that with you guys. 2020 was a really expensive year for me, and really that's because I graduated college in 2020 and I moved into my first big girl apartment. And moving is expensive no matter which way you try to spin it, and I had to furnish this place, and learning to budget and manage my finances a little bit more closely and while making real adult money for the first time and all of that stuff. So I definitely went through my growing pains in 2020, and believe me, I still slip up and I still make mistakes, but now that I have a better handle on those life skills, I want to be a lot more intentional about the things I'm bringing into my home and what I'm spending my money on. I think we live in a society that teaches us that we constantly need to be buying things and consuming more stuff to feel happy and fulfilled, and I totally reject that idea. I'm not a minimalist by any means. I don't think there's anything wrong with having stuff or your stuff bringing you joy, but I don't think that you have to have stuff and constantly be consuming new things to feel fulfilled or happy. With that being said, I just want to be a lot more intentional and be a good steward of my money and make sure that I am now that I'm in a good place where the apartment is furnished and decorated and all that, now I want to take a step back and say, okay, what purpose does this serve in my life? And if it doesn't serve a good purpose, or it's not bringing me joy, or it's not, doing, overall good for me and it's not serving me, then maybe that's something that we don't need to hold on to and that we don't need to be buying more of or bringing into our home in 2021. So yeah, I'm just really excited about this video and I can't wait to share this stuff with you guys. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So, number one on my list is not eating out as much. And I know this is kind of like a broad topic rather than just like a set thing, but in 2020, I was eating out all the time. Way too much Chipotle, like every other night. And really the reason was because during my time in college, I didn't have access to a kitchen because I lived in the residence halls. So now that I have access to a kitchen, I have my own kitchen and everything, learning how to grocery shop appropriately and plan meals is something that I've never done before in my adult life. Learning how to do that and figuring out that process for myself was a little bit difficult, and most of the time I just had a bunch of ingredients in my house that weren't really serving a purpose and I couldn't do anything with, and I would end up just eating out. So in 2021, I definitely want to make sure that I'm not eating out as much, and to go about doing that, I want to, make sure that I'm planning my meals and make sure that when I'm grocery shopping, I'm buying things that serve a purpose for those meals. Throughout the year, throughout having my own kitchen, I've definitely developed a love for cooking and appreciation for cooking. I love the process of making a meal that is going to nourish my body and nourish my soul, and I love the idea of knowing exactly what's going into my food and working with my hands and doing something that takes care of myself and Tim, and I don't know, I just really love cooking now. So it's been a growing journey to get here, but since I love it, why not do more of it and eat out less? So in that same vein of like food products, another thing that I don't want to buy in 2021 is K-cups. We have a Keurig that Tim got me for Christmas of 2019, and I love my Keurig. We use it every single day, but we have reusable K-cups that allow us to get grounds from our local coffee shop or grounds from like a store that we like. and it's significantly less expensive than regular K-cups that you throw out. It's less wasteful, better for the environment to use the reusable K-cups. So all in all, I just really prefer the reusable K-cups, and we have bought K-cups before and they end up just sitting there and we never end up using them. I think he actually bought me some with my Keurig back in Christmas of 2019, and we still have some left over from that. So that tells you how little we use them. So rather than buying more of something that we hardly use, and when we have a great alternative that we prefer, we're just gonna opt to not buy K-cups in 2021. Next is makeup wipes. Makeup wipes is something that I took out of my routine mid-2020, and I really started doing that because I did some research about how, first of all, how wasteful they are for the environment. Second of all, how stripping they can be for the skin. So I have extremely dry skin, and I felt like there was nothing I could do to like combat the fact that I was having such horrible like dry skin, especially in the winter here in New York. And ever since I started using an oil-based cleanser before I used my regular cleanser, I have seen such a change in my skin. It's less wasteful for the environment. I use much less of it than I would spend on makeup wipes every month. I have bought one oil-based cleanser. I bought it about August of 2020 and I still haven't needed to replace it. Whereas if I was using makeup wipes, I would probably have to replace them once or twice a month. So being able to save money, help the earth, help my skin, it just makes sense. So no more makeup wipes in 2021. Another thing in that skincare vein is in 2021, I don't want to buy any random or like gimmicky skincare. I know that there is always new products out and there's always a new thing that's going to change your life. I found a really, really good routine that works for me in 2021. I started going to an esthetician who helped me really sort through my dry skin issues. I just love my skincare routine now, so I don't want to introduce anything new into it or like do anything gimmicky or random that's going to throw off the skin that I'm like investing in now, and found a really good routine that works for me. So no more gimmicky random skincare in 2021. So another thing kind of in the same vein, but not really, is makeup beyond regular daily use. So I used to be someone that loved to do makeup. I loved to have the new Morphe palettes, Jeffree Star, like all of that good stuff. I loved to have crazy colors and crazy things that I could do all these looks with. And if that is something that brings you joy and that you're passionate about, then 100% you should invest in that thing. But for me, I have definitely taken a step back in regards to makeup. Most days I don't even wear makeup, and when I do, it's usually pretty subtle and pretty light. So I would rather invest in the products that I'm using daily rather than all of the bold colors and bold palettes and things like that that I probably won't use as often. So definitely want to, not be buying makeup beyond that which I use daily in 2021. Next on my list is cheap or cheaply made furniture. So if you don't know, I furnished and decorated my entire apartment secondhand using Facebook Marketplace and local thrift stores. And the reason that I wanted to go this route is, first of all, it's more cost effective, especially for me. I'm a new college graduate, so I don't really have the money to be furnishing an entire apartment brand new. And I wanted to be able to buy pieces that were actually sustainable and not going to fall apart in 3 years, and I'm not going to have to buy a new one, in a month because it falls apart. I would rather buy something secondhand that is good quality and spend less money and have a piece that I've invested in for years to come. I'm really thankful that I went the secondhand route with all of the furniture in the apartment, because I think that it looks so great and the quality of the pieces is much better than I would have been able to get otherwise. So I definitely don't want to be buying cheap or cheaply made furniture in the future in 2021. I definitely want to be investing in pieces that are actually going to last, and I can do that in a cost-effective way by shopping secondhand. Another item in that home decor vein is excess decorative pillows and blankets. When we first moved into this apartment, I was still trying to figure out my style, and I bought so many decorative pillows and blankets because I was just trying to still figure everything out. And decorative pillows and blankets, the cost of them adds up so fast. It can get expensive quick, and I really regret a lot of those purchases. Our linen storage is full of extra blankets and sheets and things, and moving forward in 2021, I don't want to be buying those things. Even if I feel like the pillows I have now are not necessarily my style anymore, fine, whatever, that's okay. I can just accept it and move on, because I don't need to be buying new decorative pillows and blankets every other month. I need to just accept what I have and appreciate what I have. So no more decorative pillows and blankets in 2021. So next on my list is office supplies. When I was in college, I felt like I had to buy office supplies a lot, and that's because I actually genuinely used them, because I was going to class and taking notes and needed folders and notebooks and sticky notes and tabs and blah, blah, blah. But now that I am graduated, I definitely do most of my work on my computer, especially for my job. So I don't really need to have a bunch of notebooks and sticky notes and pens and highlighters and all of that good stuff. If things come up that I need for work or for my personal life, I'm not going to say no to something that I need, but I am not just going to be buying office supplies for the sake of buying them. I'm not just going to be buying a new set of highlighters because I think they're pretty. I'm going to try to use what I have that's left over from college, and yeah, just no more buying those things because I'm not using them as often anymore. This next one is probably going to come as a surprise to most people, but next on my list is plants. And I know I am known for being the plant mom. I'm obsessed with plants. I love taking care of my plants. I have such a green thumb. I grew up helping my great aunt Molly in her garden. Oh my gosh, has my necklace been like this the whole video? Why didn't you guys tell me? But I grew up just loving plants. I've always loved taking care of plants, but I live in a garden level apartment, which is just a really fancy way of saying a basement apartment. Really, this environment is not the best for plants, and it doesn't really make sense to be investing in plants that aren't going to survive living down here. If, I see one that's definitely a really hardy plant that will make it, that's fine. But I definitely have bought plants in excess in the past and accumulated a really, really big collection really quickly. And now is my opportunity to just kind of invest back in the plants that I've had for a while and make sure that they're able to survive living down here, especially since we don't get as much sunlight because we're in a basement. We do have, plenty of windows and circulation and all of that stuff, but it's just not the best, most conducive environment for plants. So I'm not gonna waste my money on trying to get a plant to survive down here when it's just gonna be extremely difficult. Last, but certainly not least on my list is clothes that don't serve me. And this was kind of a tough one for me to come to, but I have struggled with body image pretty much my whole life, and that's a story for another day. But in short, I did gain some weight during the pandemic. I wasn't exercising as much. I was dealing with a lot of mental health struggles that I was going through, and my body gained weight, and that is totally okay. I am learning every day to accept my body for exactly what it looks like and appreciate all that my body does for me. And I think a really big step forward in doing that for me will be not trying to fit a mold that I used to fit and not trying to put myself in a box that I no longer belong in. In 2020, I would buy clothes that maybe used to serve me and used to fit my body, and now those things don't make me feel confident anymore, and they don't make me feel beautiful when I put them on. Rather than buying those things and trying to be something that I am not, why not buy clothes that serve me and buy clothes that do make me feel confident and do make me feel beautiful, because I deserve to feel confident and beautiful, and I don't have to fit into old clothes to be confident and beautiful, and I don't have to fit into the same size that I used to wear to be confident and beautiful. And so for that reason, I just want to make sure that when I'm buying clothes that serve me and my body in its current state, no matter what that state is, and just show my body that love and appreciation rather than trying to shove myself into a box that I just don't belong in anymore. Because at the end of the day, our bodies change, our bodies grow, our bodies shrink, our bodies expand, our bodies are allowed to take up space, and you and me and all of us deserve to feel confident and beautiful in the clothes that we wear. We were not designed to fit clothes. Clothes were designed to fit us, and that is a quote that I heard this year that really, really helped me with my perspective and changed my life, so I'm sharing it with you guys. So those are my 10 things that I am not buying in 2021. Definitely leave your comments down below about the things that you don't want to be purchasing in 2021. Give me some ideas. There are definitely more things that I would love to explore, just trying to take a step back on. And yeah, so let me know what you guys are thinking about not buying in 2021. Thank you so much for watching this video and for coming to my channel. I appreciate you guys so much. You have no idea. I am so thankful every day that I have this outlet and something that I get to do that allows me to be creative and yeah, all that good stuff. So just thank you for watching this video and for coming to my channel. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.